I'm Darrol Schroeder. I was born in Fargo, but lived in Davenport when I grew up.
My name is Alec McDonald. I'm a resident here in Fargo. Originally grew up in Davenport.
Mac and I both grew up on farms. His farm is a couple miles west of the farm that I grew up on.
Darrol and I both got our first ride from the same person.
Mac's uncle was right between our two farms, and he had a nice little Aranca Chief, and he came in and landed, and I was just enamored by that. And I said, I've never had an airplane ride. And that started it. So he took off right from the driveway. It went right into the runway, and I was really impressed by that. We got airborne, and he probably gave me a 10-minute ride. It seemed like about an hour. I graduated from NDAC, now NDSU. I had gotten married about in the first part of that era, and after graduation, I was fortunate to get the airplane I selected, the Sabre jet, the F-86. We both had signed up for pilot training, but I had already committed myself to advanced ROTC, but I had thought about making it a career at that time. So we lived in different countries. We lived in Luxembourg City for about a year and a half, and foreign country. We were just newly married, had a new baby, and then we moved to France, and I'd worry about it when I'd be in Africa flying gunnery, and here she'd be back in France with a new baby, and I'd think, oh my gosh, how's she getting along? She was tough. She knew how to do it.
Our wives got together, we're good friends, so that certainly helped.
After 16 moves, we took a little different turn, but both ended up in the same unit again. The commander of the unit here, probably with Mac's encouragement, wrote me a letter saying, we have room for you in the unit back in Fargo if you'd like to get off active duty. Oh, that intrigued me. So I went to my quarters, and Jean and I discussed that. She said, you can do it either way, I'll go along with it, which I thought was pretty nice of her. The Air Museum started a little over 20 years ago. Following an air show, we were very fortunate. We had a nice collection of warbirds around Fargo, so we would have them fly in the air show. And after this one air show, I just made the comment to Dick Walstead, my co-chair, that, we ought to think about having an air museum. He thought it was a good idea too, so we met at Sean Doberstein's office, and that's where we decided we'd go ahead and do it. I called Jim Fowles, who I'd never met, and we sent him a lot of things about Fargo and about the community, and he was a very good consultant. He really did his homework. So I called a friend of mine who was involved with a lot of historic aircraft, and he said, you have all the ingredients to have a good museum if you just run it right. And so we did. So we decided to go ahead and do it. We have a good location. We have excellent parking. We're right across from the Dome. Without the community support, we just couldn't do it.
It's a wonderful facility for various family events, for weddings, for birthdays, for anything of that type that sits it in here. It kind of sets it apart from just a vanilla room where you can come and look at the aircraft and see much of the history of aviation in the state of North Dakota.